Hello everyone, Crydex here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. I'm excited to be here. In this episode, we're going to be doing, well, you know, all the normal stuff. Probably trying to catch up on things that aren't running, make sure things that aren't running are running. Is your refrigerator running? You better go catch it, yada, yada, yada. You know, the whole 9 yards. It looks like we actually have enough bots for the moment. We'll see if bot production continues. No, it seems to be stuck on electric engine units. Okay, and those are not running because of lubricant. I seem to have just broken the lubricant connection. What? When did I do that? Oh my gosh. Crydex has a problem. Oh, I shifted it over. Cool. Alright. To make room for the beacon, I think. Forgot to move the lubricant over. So we haven't made an electric engine for like 10 years. Got it, got it. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, well, I love that. Let's go 4-2 on this. And I think I'm gonna go through and upgrade planner. And I'm just gonna bite the bullet here and go for it. Like, it's, I mean, what? It's a banana, Michael. What can it cost? $10? Like, whatever. It's 100 blue inserters that I'm gonna pay for once, and that'll just help guarantee these things are all fast enough. Oh, it doesn't upgrade the channel 2 ones. That's super annoying. Oh, wow. You know, I don't think I fully realized that downside of Logistics Network Channel until this very moment. Okay. Now I want an upgrade planner that's for Force 1. Can I change my Force? Hold on. How to change player force in Factorio console command. It's not possible. According to a post from 12 years ago. Hold on. That's old news. I don't know if you can. Like, I would need another player to join. If anyone knows how I would do this, let me know. Huh. Like, I want my force to be Force 1 for a minute, and then I can apply the upgrade planner, and it'll just work. Interesting. Yeah, because otherwise this is going to be a really big pain in the butt. Is there a setting? Hold on. For picker dollies. What I want is a setting to allow me to move other forces. Doesn't seem like that's an option. It's possible the biter one works. I'm gonna try that real quick. I'm gonna pause the recording and we're gonna try turning that on and seeing if that helps. All right, let's see if it worked. Nope, didn't work. All right, so now I have to delete that, add this, do that. Seems like a very annoying process, doesn't it? Whatever, we'll do it. Click, 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 click. Alright, we'll get there. I mean, for some of these, it's never gonna matter, right? The 15-second craft times. 50-second craft time. But like for these, it could matter. Alright. Click. 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 Click, click, click. I'm using Shift R, which I never use. It's breaking my brain. Okay, well that's just a good thing to have in the back of our minds, is like a potential downside of the using logistics channels on the inserters themselves. Oh well. Alright, so this is not running again because we're out of advanced small parts. Or we forgot to change this back to channel 1, or I accidentally changed it to channel 0 somehow. Okay. We're just running into all sorts of issues. We're speedrunning the issues for electric engine units here. Alright, so where's the gearbox maker? Gosh. Shaft Mark 1. We need so many of these. It really is crazy. Why am I only going to 10? I should be going to 50. Oh, that's on 0. Okay, let's go to like 150 on channel 1 here. Oh, we were. I guess we only have this one kick on when we have less than 60. You know, that's actually reasonable. But I'm gonna bump up both of those numbers, I think. We're gonna bump up both of those numbers. Because they're only making how many a minute? 3 a minute, so that's 6 a minute. I don't even know if that's enough. We might need to... Oh my gosh. Sorry, my chair just did the Inception thing. Oh, it always scares the crap out of me. Alright, 3-2 and a 2-1. What if we just make this a 3-3? We've got the power, and that'll make everything a little better here. Now we're making 8 a minute. Alright, whatever. So... moving on to do all smelting and smelting block. I think there was one thing we hadn't done yet, right? Duralumin? Actually, I think we did finish that. Now, I don't have molten aluminum, but that's a different problem. We're making this stuff. We need fast inserters. And maybe more borax. Yeah. Belt upgrade. On this guy. I'm spending so many resources just to make this belt carry a few more borax per second. You know what? No, this is ridiculous. You know what a much better idea is? this. And then this. Like, that's gonna work a lot better. I don't know why I wouldn't have done it this way before. Wait. Well, hold on. How do I actually do this? Let's see. We need... We really need it to just be like this. Yeah. Alright, we'll let the bots handle that, and then tier 2 bots is done! I need to work on the new vanadium. But let's do some cleanup here. What are we lacking? Molten aluminum. Did I fail to hook something up? Or is this really just that far behind? No, I screwed something up. I guess I just never finished hooking it up. Oh. That makes me feel a little better. Aluminium. Alright. We still got one more available. And that should fix that problem. Borax is now stacked big time. Hopefully makes things a little better. Is this fast enough? You know, I hope so. It might not be. It will be faster if I upgrade these two. Because then it will grab faster from this spot and then drop faster on that spot. But overall, I think it should be fine. I don't know, is that more than 7.5 a second? If the belt is more than 1/4 of the way full, which I think it is, I think it's about 1/3 of the way full, if I had to guess. I don't know, it's hard to tell. It's looking pretty close to 1/4 full. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it's about 1/3. Stacked items are very satisfying. I'm glad they added them to Factorio, honestly. I'm not sure if that's actually able to keep up. But here come the upgrades. And now it's probably a lot faster. Surprisingly, it doesn't seem that much faster. Huh. I thought that would help a lot. Oh, you know this one might need to be red too. It really doesn't seem that much faster. I mean, this was the spacing before. Can we even tell where the spacing changes? Not really. We did measure whether it improved it or not in a different, well, it looks like it's fast enough either way, but and it did improve it, but it wasn't by that much. It was only by like 10 or 20%. I think it was closer to 20%, but yeah. How are we doing on bots? 30 and 30. Definitely the gearboxes, which are the gearbox Mark 1, which is the shaft Mark 1. So I think it's time to add another shaft Mark 1. Yeah. Why did I put this here, of all places? When it could go quite a bit higher and affect all the same buildings? And more? Don't really know. Alright. Bottom wall buffer both. Shaft. 1. 150. Delete the channel 0. Upgrade those. We will apply upgrade planner to IMSI. Boom. Save. Boom. Save. Anything else need a nice little upgrade? I don't think so. I don't care about drilling fluid. Alright, anyways, change all that to channel 1. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be enough. Oh, we don't even have the new building. Gotta get that fully productive. Iron. Now that's the one that got cheaper, right? Or is it not? Oh, it's not. It's the one that never gets cheaper. Always gonna be 1 antimony, 7 iron, and 2 nexlet. No two ways around it. Got it. Oh, that's one thing we were gonna do, was the new armor. So we need to go collect the infinity stones here. So I need 8 barrels of molten titanium. So let's go start with that. And let me make empty barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And TI is down here in the bottom right. And we need a barreling machine, which I don't know if I have one. Okay. 8 barrels. Where are you at? Power. Boom. Alright, and now I need a bunch more of this to make sure when I destroy that, it doesn't delete any. Or at least it doesn't delete much. Alright. Is our titanium keeping up, by the way? It's not looking good, actually. Wow. Do I have a beacon over here? It seems I'm not beaconed, so that can be maybe my saving grace here. Those bots are so fast. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so we'll do a 2-2 and a 2-2. And that hits those buildings, and we hit these buildings, so that should do it. Okay, so that's a nice little 16% or whatever percent. No, wait. 4, 8, 32% boost on everything. Making sure nothing's disabled. It's worth always checking, because I've made this mistake a couple times now. When you build a new beacon in a random area, make sure that within its whole radius there are now no buildings that are blinking red because there's 2 beacons affecting them. Alright, so I've got the molten titanium, and now we need to go back to grab a bunch of random stuff. So we need mostly stuff that I can get from the auto mall. I don't know about filtration media. And Kevlar. I think we have Kevlar in the auto mall, but I'm not sure. We might not. And what does this have? This has 6x8, which is... I might have gotten hit by that train if that Roboport hadn't been in the way. So the pyanodon's god is watching out for me. And this is 10x8. Wow, that's almost twice as big. That's a lot bigger. Well, I guess it's 2/3. 2/3 bigger, but... So... what am I doing? Alright, I need to grab 10 electronics Mark II, a single utility box Mark II. Okay. 55 circuits, 40 small parts. Oh man, that just made me think of a bit. 55 cheeseburgers, 55 fries, 27 milkshakes. If you know, you know. Alright, small parts and self-assembly monolayer, mechanical parts 2. How many did I need? I did not count. 10. Okay. Oh, there's Kevlar, perfect. Kevlar, gimme. And I need 80 of that, and 10 SAM, and 10 stainless, and 2 filtration media. Alright, you know, I probably could just grab Kevlar from the source. Ooh, out of trains. Interesting. Alright, and then I needed... what was it? Stainless steel and SAM. Done and dusted. Alright, so now I need the molten titanium and 2 filtration media. I don't know if we have filtration media here. I also don't know if I have any in the network. Haha, we do. We have 65 in logistics storage. Alright, so we'll have to wait for that. And then we need a automated factory to build this bad boy. And then we need the barreling machine to dumpify the titanium, which somehow is just staying molten while it's in my pocket. That's fine. Nothing to worry about there. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful modular armor. Also provides a lot more inventory. We go from a bonus of 40 to 60, so that's 20 more slots, which means I can be even more haphazard with my inventory management, which I'm sure you guys are gonna love. It's already pretty bad, and it's only gonna get worse, baby. You know what? I actually might not want my inventory to get bigger. I just thought about that. It's kind of at a perfect amount, and the taller it gets, the more it's gonna go like off the screen eventually. Or I guess this will become a scroll bar. I don't know. I wonder where those bots are. Aren't they red on the map? Yep. But these are for different items, so I have no idea where the filtration media ones are coming from, but I can imagine it'll be a while, so let's keep looking through our stuff here. So nice eye. So cobalt extract is still a problem, so let's look at that again and see if we broke it. Because it's very possible I did. I usually do. Yep, I didn't actually get the beacon clip in. Man, I try so hard to not make these mistakes. And here I am making these mistakes. Is there a particular reason I settled on 12? Is that because it just matched up with one of these? I think it was, but I'm starting to get close to needing to expand. So I think we're gonna go for another 3 gigawatts here. That one's affecting everything, so I don't need another one of those. Everything else should be fine. As far as rates, those can handle 1357. So I think we don't need another one of the heat exchangers. The heat exchangers, though, need 1018 water, which these are provided. Okay, so we should be good to go. I guess I can find out if I just add 4 more like this. Yeah, 10. In fact, I can handle another set even without more. And then that gets me up to 1018 steam, which is almost enough for 2 of these. I literally just dunk that there, and that's it. That's all we need. And then let's boost our battery. Double up our battery size to 2 million pressurized steam, which is how much power? 600 is 9.5 gigawatts. So 2 million divided by 600 is that many 9.5 gigawatt seconds, also known as gigajoules. So it's this many gigajoules. So then if I wanted to run 5 gigawatts of extra power for this many hours. Okay, it'll run 5 gigawatts of extra power for almost 2 hours. Okay, that's a good amount of backup power. I think that's plenty. Or, you know, it could run 15 gigawatts for half an hour. Either way, it's a lot. All right, modular armor is done, baby. Heck yeah. Boop. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so now we take away our gas generators, roboports, batteries. And now I probably need generator. I assume we only get the one type. Yeah. And battery. Is there a second tier of the... Can we use those in the... Oh, that's for fuel. Ohio battery would be the next type. I don't need to worry about that. All right, so I probably need to be done with the episode soon. This is gonna be a shorter one, unfortunately. Oh, we can do belt immunity? I missed that. And I just need a brakes. That's very thematic. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, a brake and give me a brake. Give me a break. And 5 IMs. IMs, it just makes me think of instant messaging. People call them DMs now, but back in the day we called them IMs. AIM. I grew up on AIM. Those good times. What am I looking for? Intermetallics? Alright, so I keep opening Hellmod instead of my inventory. Wait, these consume 100 kilowatts constantly. Maybe that's why I didn't have it before. How much generation is that? Wow, that's consuming kind of a lot of fuel. 100 kilowatts is going to consume a canister every, what, 100 seconds? That's not that bad. It's still kind of annoying though. And then these guys charge twice as fast, have a bigger construction area, and a better robot limit, which is all what we want. So I need mech parts and aluminum now. Oops. Well, now we have a tier 2 bot in the official network. A singular tier 2 bot. All right. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I'll just manually do it over time, I think, because we need some more help here. Oh, look at how fast they are. It's beautiful. All right. Anyway, I needed to grab mech parts. So grab those. Grab some aluminum. Oh, that's what's happening. I was like, what is all these resources going to? It's going to all of the frickin' oh, these cost 5 regular roboports each. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask for, well, I'll just going to the power extension that I just did, which was a pretty significant one, I will say. Wait, where are the batteries at? Are they in here? Yeah. Alright, and now I need more steel. Steel, where are you at? One of the, there. Okay, I had to have just missed it. Alright, 2 more. Is that enough? No, I want 4. We also need small parts. Where are the SPs? Okay. There's 2 more, and now we still need more IMs. Okay, there's 3, but not enough small parts. Alright, there we go. It'll be a little while, but I don't mind waiting. A minute for that craft to finish, and then we're gonna want some more generators, so I need some more steel for that. Because these are what, 2x2, and I'll have 4 of them, so I can have 100 personal robots. I might want 150 actually. I mean, we're doing it. We might as well do it right and have 150 robots, so that when I do my own personal projects, my robots basically do everything, and it'll make the construction area bigger too. The total squares add up. So like 40 by 40 is, you know, 1600 squares. So if you have 2 roboports, it does 3200 squares, and then it figures out what's the radius of that. So if you have 4 of them, I think it gives you double the radius, essentially, you know. Basically the square law kind of stuff. So that means I need 2 more, which means I need even more steel and batteries and who knows what else. Small parts and intermetallics. There we go. Okay. So there's 6 of those, and then that's gonna take up how many squares? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I want at least 4 batteries. Probably more. Probably just fill the whole bottom with batteries, 500 megajoules. And then, so that'll be that 6, and then we can do 9 generators. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. And 9 generators will get me like 1.6 megawatts of constant generation, which is not enough to keep up at all with the robot rate, but that's where the batteries come in, because these can consume 4 megawatts at most if robots are recharging, and I have 500 megawatts. 4 times 6 is 24. So that's still 20 seconds of constant drain. Is that enough? That might not be enough. Huh. I was wondering if I could search for like equipment grade electricity and find all the things that do that type of thing. I bet I can in like the Prototype Explorer or something. Wait, what? A spit Nexalit battery holds 100 megajoules. Oh. Look at that. That's funny. I wouldn't have thought about it like that, but I guess that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes a weird amount of sense. Man, I haven't handcrafted this much stuff in a long time. It's kind of fun. All right, so I need to out with the old. And I need 10 of these. At some point, like, how much is this going to cost us? A lot of Nexalit to run trains? Because this is what tier 3 trains use. So let's think about this for a second. So 500 megajoules. So that's equivalent to 50 gasoline canisters amount of power. But that's from 3 Nexalit plates. So it's closer to 17 tall oil canisters. As far as consumption, it's about the same. Slightly less, but we know that that's fine because they probably weigh less, I'm guessing. What's the weight of these guys? We're looking at 1,000 versus 1,000 versus, where is it? 1,600. Yeah, that's a lot lighter. Braking force is 12 versus, I always get curious about these things. I know we've talked about braking force before. 20, wow, that's nice. So even better braking there. And then the wagon, advanced cargo wagons are, and we have to double this, remember? So it's really like, 1,230 for weight and braking force. And Nexalit. Oh, it shows me the weight right here. I'm a dummy. Wow, it's only 400 for the whole wagon. Oh my gosh, these things weigh nothing. That's crazy. We go from 1,000 to 1,200 to 400. Jeez. And then the braking force on this bad boy is 25. Which, wait, what was this one? I have a memory of a goldfish. It was about 30, so the braking force is actually slightly worse. But given the weight being way less, that makes it way better. And again, I didn't mention this. It was in my head. It was one of those things that you thought of, and you're like, why isn't Krydak saying anything about this? And it's like, I had already thought about it. I just didn't say it. The fuel gives much more acceleration and speed. So when we're looking at the fuel, a tall oil canister gives no bonuses, but the Nexalit, fuel gives 200% acceleration and 150% top speed, whereas the tall oil gives none, right? Yeah. Now, eventually you could get to rocket fuel to make your tier 2 trains better, but that's not until Pi 3. That's not that far away though, actually, and we can already make it. So that's kind of cool. So we can improve our trains quite a bit once we get to this. 15% more top speed, but 180% acceleration is significant. And at that point, the braking force researches become more valuable. As the trains are flying around faster, braking force becomes more important. Because braking force is a linear amount. Trust me, I looked deep into this. I got in contact. I don't remember how much I told you guys, and this was a long time ago. I literally got in contact with Code Green through the Discord, through the Factorio Discord. He just happened to be around when I was asking questions, and he has access to the source code, and he was able to look into the source code and tell me how the source code actually works to apply train braking power, because I was finding some inconsistencies in my research. And what he found out is that trains do not apply their air resistance as they are braking, which is really bad, actually. It means their braking is way less fast than it should be. So their braking is linear. So if their deceleration is linear, that means the time it takes them to come to a stop is quadratic in terms of how fast they're going. So if they're going twice as fast, it takes them 4 times as long to come to a stop, right? Because that's how squaring things works. Because if you look at, this is like classic, calculus 1, but like if your deceleration, oh man, guys, I love math so much. So here's our nice little grid. So if your deceleration is a negative, a constant negative, then that means your speed is going to do something like this. That's the graph of your speed. And if the graph of your speed looks like this, then the area underneath that curve is the distance you traveled to come to a stop. And so if your speed is twice as high, you can see that the area is 4 times as much. So all that to say, even if braking force is a little bit higher, the speed being way higher means that the braking time is actually, well, I guess if you're braking faster though, the braking time, well, no, if your speed is a lot higher, the braking time becomes a lot longer. So that's where braking force upgrades might actually matter more. The faster your trains are going, the more the braking force matters, I think is kind of what I'm getting at. Because the more it'll cut down on the total distance away at which trains need to start braking. And as trains go faster, they clear intersections faster. Especially acceleration being higher means that when they've come to a stop, but then they finally get to go, they clear that intersection way faster. And then that means another train doesn't have to brake for as long or at all. And so overall, acceleration is a huge boost to traffic. And then braking speed is a little bit of a boost to traffic. Oh my gosh, I just realized. Guys, with the new Nick Uwo patch that he put out for the Project Cybersyn manager that has like the charts and graphs and stuff, we could actually do the thing where we measure how much braking force actually helps your base. So I may have to do an experiment. Maybe when we do the 400-hour stream, #someday, we'll experiment with that. We'll download the other version of Project Cybersyn. Oh, but our whole base will break when I do that. Maybe some of it will run well enough to do a test at least. Maybe some of it will run well enough to do a test. I'm not actually sure how that'll work or not. But we can try it. Because I've been curious for a long time, as you guys know, like braking force, how much does it actually impact your train traffic? Because like we know it does, but how much? You know, if your train utilization is 80% and you do, let's say 100% braking force upgrades, will it go down to 78%? Will it go down to 75%? 70%? You know, like what is it actually gonna do? Okay, what are we at here? 3,500, 9,500. Yeah, we're maxed out on the actual amount here, but I don't think 3.4K is enough anymore. So I'm gonna have to do the classic double buffer. We'll do another like 2,000. That's not powered, I don't think. Okay, so cobalt extract is flying a bit faster. Make sure the stone output, it's not that much stone output, so that should be okay. So now we're at 2 a second. Hopefully that's fast enough. Previously, it capped out at about 50 a second. Consumption has been historically pretty low, but right now it's high because of all the cobalt stuff that we started making. And now we've run out of nickel. Yeah, I can see how this is going to be problematic. We're going to have to bump up like all of these. 40, 50, hold on. We're gonna have to get a lot more space here. This will be 50, 48. What's the ratio again? 488. So if that's 8, these would need to be 16 to have an equal amount of extra buffer. And then we need power on that one. Alright, we got 192. I can go up a little bit more. 60, 60, 50. Need 170. Still got a little bit more space. 565, 53. Okay. That's a bit more comfortable. And now we've got all our equipment. Oh, these are even smaller? Heck yes. I didn't realize they were 1 by 1. I didn't even look at the thing to check the size. Okay, so this will help so we can handle larger spurts of usage. Now, I want to get rid of these gasoline canisters and just continue with the tall oil being requested. And then we need to turn on the fuel manager. And it should automatically fill all those up eventually. We got our spot for our belt immunity. And there we go. We are all souped up Wait, I made one too many of something. Okay. That's fine. But now it looks weird. How does 7 fit nicely? Because we've got 5 by 4. So 7's a weird amount. Why did I do 7? 100 robot. I wanted 150. I made one too many. That's literally all there is to it. Okay, just get rid of that. All right, so 0%. Yeah, we got 1.5 gigajoules here. It's ridiculous. All right, so I can move that back there. 1.9 gigajoules. Awesome. All right, and now I need 150 robots to be able to do maximum amount of work. And I've gone over on time. It's fine. It just means the podcast will be a little late. That's what I have to get to. So I'm going to talk more about Factorio. So, oh, I have no fuel, right? Currently waiting for bots to carry it to me. Thankfully, there's a refueling station right here. I can just mosey on over and grab some fuel myself. Wait, this is not the refueling station. These are not the droids I'm looking for. It's over here. All right, and then the next episode we'll actually get to, you know, fixing some issues like plutonium. Excellent. Interesting. I guess we need to upgrade all those buildings to tier 2. How easy is that? Pretty easy, right? Yep. Super easy. Yeah, and we don't need to upgrade the casting unit. Because it's not... I don't think we can do productivity in that, right? Yeah, no, none of these accept productivity. Like, I thought so, because, I mean, if I have speed modules in something, that means I could have put prod modules, and I would have put prod modules if I could have. Because that's how Krydax rolls. There are very few things in which I ever put speed modules when I could put prod modules, and they only show up when there's insane amounts of fuel requirements showing up. Okay, so the fuel manager... Okay, there it goes. I was like, I didn't know if it just kept one at a time stored up or what. How full are all of these? Still not full. Takes a lot of oil canisters to fill this up. That's probably enough, I think. Come on, do your thing. Oh, they're all full. Oh, 80. I thought they went to 100 each. Whoops. Okay. All right, so our fuel is filled up, and now we've got lots of power for the bots, and now I just need 150 bots. And that will be enough to... I'll probably put in the request for them. And that way... weird things don't happen with wait, and how are some in the network? How are 72 on the way? Did I forget to change that over to channel 1? Or did I just never? Oh, no. That's supposed to be channel 1. Wait, no it's not. No. Channel 0 is right, actually. Because I'm taking from the chest directly and putting into channel 1 here, so that works fine. Alright, well, I'm not going to move because those bots are coming to me, and I don't want to leave. I guess I can walk along the rail to the west here. And I won't screw things up. I just hate when bots are coming to you and then you end up leaving the logistic zone for a half second. And then, you know, they end up never... They like then go put whatever they're holding somewhere else. Hate that. I feel bad for the bot. I feel bad for me and what I just did to the bot. Everybody loses. Oh, here they come. Except you guys can't keep up with me because you're slow tier 1 bots. Tim. Poor Tim. Tim has always been left behind. Alright, so what I'm trying to do here is grab... Oh, well, of course, now they're all in use. But I wanted to just keep removing... You know what I can do is just remove... remove all of these. And then keep putting more tier 2 bots in. Because at this point... I don't think I can see that network, unfortunately. There's another mod idea. Allow you to see logistic networks of other forces. Is that possible? Because, like, I have no way to see this, at least as far as how I know to play the game. I don't know how I could see the logistics network for this channel. Between, like, the members of it and the items in it. I mean, I can look at a chest and see the storage, I guess, but that's not quite the same thing. Okay, so there's all those bots, which I will put in here. And we do need a request for like 5 of them. When it says logistics storage 22, I'm guessing that does mean in the network. I think. So I think we're collecting all of them. Yeah, it's mostly the tier 2s now. So cool. So we've only got 2 more. 1 more. All right, that'll do it. We are officially completely out of tier 1 bots. Wait, no, there's one. Oh, he's not. He's not. They're doing different things. So cool. Gosh, they're so fast. You know, I'd forgotten what, like, actually relatively speedy bots feel like. And these still aren't even that fast, like, in Factorio terms, but given how the bots start out, this feels like they're zooming. This almost feels like instantaneous. You know, these guys can cross the map in no time. And, you know... like numbers wise, they are quite fast. They're 49 kilometers an hour. Whereas before, you know, when we had the tier 1 bot, before Kimsai especially, when we had the tier 1 bot at the tier 1 speed, it was 17 plus, let's see, what is it? Speed. The speed 2 upgrade was 40 on top of 35, so it's 135 out of 175, 77% of 30.3. So they were traveling at 20 point, or what was that? 23.4. And now they're traveling at basically 50. So yeah, I mean, we're twice as fast. So how long does it take to cross our base? Our base is about 2 kilometers. So at 50 kilometers an hour, it takes, I don't know, I can't do math. So 50 kilometers an hour divided by, no, times 30, times 1 hour over 3,600 is that many kilometers per second, times 1,000 is that many meters per second, and then 2,000 divided by that, only 144 seconds. So it's only a 2-minute delay to go across one way. Across diagonally is probably about a 3-minute delay. But that's so much faster. I mean, it was a 6-minute delay before, right? Without the speed upgrade and without the 2 bots. So I will take that. That's a much smaller delay. Now, I don't even want to know, and I do want to know, like the tier 4 bots, how fast do they go? Oh my gosh. Those go about twice as fast. Not quite, but close to twice as fast. And that's without the upgrades. And the tier 3 was what? Not actually a huge upgrade. It is important to note that the construction bot 3 does have a much larger cargo capacity though. And then on top of that, by that point, we'll have the upgrade as well. Yeah, this is prod size. So we'll have the cargo, we'll have 2 cargo upgrades at that point. Yeah, so they'll carry 5. Oh my gosh. And then I don't know why I get so excited about bot upgrades. There's so much to pyanodons that this of all things should not be the thing that excites me the most. But hey, you know, I won't yuck my own yum. I love the idea of bots being faster and more efficient. Yeah, it gets really good. And what about the cargo 3? How much do they hold? 5. So no better actually. Weird. Huh. That's a surprising lack of upgrade there. I guess they have their upgrade. Look at their energy capacity. So previously we had matching capacities and matching speeds. Here we have still matching capacity and speed, and we added 2 cargo. But on this one, we didn't add any cargo to the logistics from 2 to 3. But we did add an extra megajoule to the energy capacity. So it can fly a lot further. It can get over 1 kilometer without having to recharge. Okay, that is kind of cool. And then we go huge cargo upgrade for the tier 4, and it can fly almost 2 kilometers. It's nuts. Because the moving consumption is literally the same. It's just way more energy efficient. Which is awesome, because that means your bots use even less power. Not that power usage of roboports is even a thing. I'm guessing the consumption of the roboport is more than the... 92 megawatts from 1,500. Let's see. What's 1,500 times 50? Around 0.005 or 05. Yeah, 75 of those are just constant consumption. So the bots themselves are consuming a very small amount. And I mean, you can even see the fluctuation. You know, if you look at like, where's the floor here? You can see the lowest it ever goes is right around that, you know, 70, 79 maybe, or 80 range. I really wish you could like change the scale and zoom in and zoom out. The graph, these graphs are very performing in my opinion. All right, let me just check. Are we still making shafts? Yeah, okay. Just making sure. All right, we need to be done with the episode. And did I do all the things I meant to do? Yeah, I mean, we've got all our bots still charging up. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we need to do. We've now got our own construction situation going pretty strong here. So there's an interesting fact that if I'm building a lot of stuff, it's actually more efficient to be there myself and build it from my inventory with these bots and have the logistics bots carry the items to me, because they carry 5 items at a time. So if I've got a big construction project, I actually should handle it myself, which means, you know, actually having all this stuff in a logistics group is not super crazy. Huh. Kind of interesting. I hadn't thought about it that way before. But like, if I was gonna build 500 belts, I would only need 100 logistics bot trips to refill my inventory, whereas it would need 500 construction bot trips to build those 500 belts. So there actually is still a reason for me to be around. And with the new, what's my roboport area? How do I see that again? There it is. Wow, look at that. That's huge. 98 by 98. Did I math that out correctly, by the way? What's 40 times 40 times 6, and then square root to the power of 0.5. Yeah, I was right. It even rounded up for us. Nice. I mean, it probably rounds to nearest, but... yeah, so now I have a radius that is almost a whole city block. Or, well, I guess half a city block. Still. If I'm anywhere near what needs to be built, they go out and do it. Cool. Alright, well, I need to get out of here. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all, take a screenshot here, in the next one.